A statement sent to Newsroom by Somalia's Ministry of Information says the report has overlooked the achievement registered by the federal government of Somalia in challenging impunity, protecting journalists and addressing media freedom concerns in the past 3 years. The federal government of Somalia said in the statement that it is fully aware of its responsibility to protect the rights of every individual to liberty and security of persons, the right not to be arbitrarily deprived of their liberty, and to fair proceedings, as well as to freedom of opinion and expression. Somalia says its instruments of justice have always acted with speed on all forms of violations brought to its attention in the federal government of Somalia, and such continues to act on all information related to violations of freedom of expression. The statement adds that improved relations between the press, the public, the police and the government, whereby the federal government held several years of dialogue with journalists, press freedom advocates, media managers and media owners to tackle important media freedom issues. The federal government of Somalia, which has been widely accused in the report by human rights body Amnesty International, also adds that strong will from the good leadership of the current regime saw the highest leadership of the country met with international media freedom advocacy organizations to advance media freedoms. Somalia also says that the human rights body overlooks the spirited efforts to strengthen media freedom in Somalia and thus choose to highlight a small number of cases to arrive at a damaging conclusion. Human rights group Amnesty International said on Thursday that journalists in Somalia are under siege, facing bombing, beating, attacks and arrest. Somalia has long been seen as one of the riskiest places to work as a journalist, with the twin threats of reporting on conflict and draconian restrictions imposed by the authorities. Reports Without Border ranks Somalia 164th out of 180 countries on its global list of press freedom, with more than 43 journalists killed over the past decade. The Western-backed government in Mogadishu detained 38 journalists last year, setting a national annual record, the Somali Journalist Syndicate said last month, raising concerns ahead of a parliamentary election later this year. The federal government of Somalia, however, vehemently denies and strongly disowns the allegations of bribery to the private media and views these allegations as deliberate lies packed to misguide the general public. The federal government of Somalia has now assured members of the press, friends and citizens of Somalia that it will continue to uphold the rule of law, which includes media freedom, while at the same time remaining committed to putting in place effective mechanisms to tackle violations against the press.